Hi everyone, Tasha here for Kat Scrappiness. And today we're going to create a card together using items from the Kat Scrappiness Pawsome Cats release. The supplies we'll be using today include the new Pawsome Cats sentiment set. This one has a whole bunch of fun cat themed sentiments. We'll also be using the Pawsome Cat stamp set, and I'll be using the cat with glasses, the little yarn, and I'll be using the little mouse. In addition, I'm going to use a piece of paper from the new The Cat's Meow 6x6 paper collection. And this paper is so fun. It has a whole bunch of fun cat themed prints along with some pattern paper. And I'll be using silver glitter paper and lavender cardstock. To begin, I'm going to start by stamping the little cat and the little yarn ball with black ink. This cat is my favorite from the set. I just love animals with glasses, and this little kitty cat is so cute. So I'm going to use my Misty tool, and I'm actually going to stamp the images 2 times to just make sure I have a nice dark impression. When I was done with that, I'm going to stamp the sentiment, but I decided since this has a solid cat in the sentiment design, I wanted it to be a different color. So I'm going to stamp it with a light pink ink color. And this is when your Misty tool really comes in handy. When you have a sentiment or even just a solid stamp of any kind, when you use a stamping tool, you can re-stamp without having to worry about getting the best stamp your first try or lining it up again. And I just love that light pink color. I am going to use the coordinating die sets to cut out the cat, the yarn, and the sentiment off camera, this way that there's no shaking. After I had all my images cut out, I'm going to do some simple coloring with Copic markers. Again, I love this little kitty cat, and I thought he would look so cute being in different shades of yellow and orange ink. So I went in with the darkest colors along the edge, and I just kind of pulled the colors towards the center of his face and his chest area. This way it looks brighter around the face and the glasses, and it kind of looks like he has little highlights. Lastly, I went around the kitty cat with a darker brown marker just to give some detail along the edges and kind of have little fur-like details. Again, I love this cat with glasses. He's just so cute, and the glasses are oversized, and I just think he's so adorable. After I was done with the kitty cat, I went in and colored the yarn ball. I wanted to use colors that kind of coordinated with that pattern paper that I'm going to be using from the new paper collection. So I went in with purple ink and then pink ink so that the colors would go and match the pattern paper. And this is great too, since this yarn is open area, so you can color it any color combination you want. Once I was done with the coloring of the yarn ball, I went in with my white gel pen and added little details to the glasses. I just made little dots going all around the glasses. It kind of resembles little rhinestones, and again, you can customize these glasses any way you want to. Once I was done, it was time to assemble my card. I cut out a piece of the pattern paper included in that paper pad, and I'm using the one that has all the different paw prints. For the bottom, I decided to use a little piece of grass that I just cut with a grass die, but this is optional. You can use a stencil and maybe have a hill or have a grass colored in, or use any die that you may have, or even a floor area. Since this really isn't a sky background, you can kind of make it any way you want to. But I decided to have the kitty cat sitting on some grass. So I cut the pattern paper and layered it onto the silver glitter cardstock. I did trim it down just a little bit more on one side just to kind of even it out. To position my kitty cat, I'm going to use some phone tape and put the cat right in the center of the card, or somewhat in the center of the card. And then I'm going to have the yarn ball glued directly onto the grass, so it looks like it's underneath the cat. I couldn't really decide where I wanted the yarn to go. I thought I was going to have it on one side, but I didn't really like it with the tail on that side, and I wanted to make sure you could see the yarn with the yarn tail. So I decided to flip it around and look kind of like the cat was holding the yarn. And then the other side was a little bit, there just wasn't anything going on. So I decided to stamp the little mouse included in the Pawsome Cats stamp set. And I'm just using foam to attach them. I think this looks really great with actually having something on both sides of the cat. And this little mouse is super cute as well. So once I have the cat and the mouse and the yarn all in place, it was time to put my sentiment together. So I used the same lavender cardstock that I'm going to be using for the card base and a scrap piece of that same glitter paper just to kind of mat the sentiment. Once I had the sentiment attached, I'm going to use foam tape to position it above the kitty cat. You could just glue this directly onto the card, but I like how it looks raised up a bit. So I'm just using some regular foam tape and I'm going to position it right along the top. And do you see how it looks a little bit different when you have the foam tape? It gives it a whole different look. After everything was kind of in place on the card, it was time just to make my simple card base. I'm using lavender cardstock. This is a heavier weight cardstock. It's a 100-pound weight, and I'm just going to trim it down to size. Once you have your card base folded in half, all you have to do is take it to your paper trimmer and trim it down, so you don't really have to worry about measurements or scoring. Then I'm using some glue runner and just attaching the card directly to the card base. I did cut the card base slightly larger. This way it looks like another layer around the edge since I did use lavender cardstock. Once I was done with all of the layers and attaching it to the card base, I went in and added some Kat Scrappiness gems to the sides of the glasses. I thought this would be really cute just to have some little rhinestones or a little bit of bling detail on the little kitty cat's glasses, and I love how it looks. And this is my completed card. I'm going to show you two other examples of cards using this kitty cat with glasses. And the first one uses the cat in the center of a heart. I used a different greeting from the Pawsome Cat sentiment set, and then I added some rhinestones in the background. This one again used one of the sentiments, but again a different background. So you can really just mix and match and create fun designs with both of these new stamp sets. I hope you guys enjoyed today's project and are inspired to create a cat themed card. I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.